Tom Cruise was born on the 3rd of July 1962 in Syracuse, New York, to a Catholic family with English, German and Irish roots. His father, Thomas Cruise Mapoto III, was an electrical engineer, and his mother, Mary Lee, was a special education teacher. In addition to Tom, his parents had three other daughters, Leanne, Marion and Cass. The family lived in poverty and constantly moved from place to place, as the father had problems with work. He brought up the children in strictness, was often rude and unfair to them, and beat them on every insignificant occasion. Tom grew up an insecure child. Most of all, he was embarrassed by his small stature, because of which he tried to communicate mainly with stunted peers or younger guys, so as not to look short against their background. In addition, the future star had ugly crooked teeth. As the boy had changed 15 schools by the age of 14, he experienced certain problems with learning and performance, which were further aggravated by his dyslexia, a condition in which a person does not correctly perceive the order of written letters in a text. Fortunately, as he got older, this problem was overcome. In 1971, the family moved to Canada and settled in Ottawa, where his father became a technical advisor to the Canadian Armed Forces. Here, at Robert Hopkins School, the boy first burst onto the stage in the drama club, and his first performance as part of a group of 7 students caused a sensation at the school festival. In the hope of growing up faster and getting stronger, Tom also started to play sports. In particular, he played floor hockey, but he stood out not so much for his sporting talent as for his aggressive style of play. At one time the boy even thought of linking his life with sports and becoming a professional wrestler, but a knee injury did not allow him to do this. When Tom was 14, his parents divorced, and his mother returned to the United States with all 4 children, settling in a small house in Louisville, Kentucky. The young man entered the Franciscan Theological Seminary in Cincinnati. He intended to become a Catholic priest. After a year, however, he abandoned the idea and returned to regular school. The family had a very difficult time. In order to feed the children, his mother worked 2 or 3 jobs, and Tom and his sisters also had to work part-time after school. When the young man was 16 years old, his mother remarried. Her new chosen one, Jack South, turned out to be a wonderful stepfather, and Tom always spoke warmly of him. At the same time, at the age of 16, at the insistence of his teacher, he again tried himself in a production on the school stage and suddenly realized that he had found his calling. His mother warmly supported her son in his intention to become an actor. In her youth, she herself dreamed of theater and cinema, but never decided to try herself as an actress, because she was afraid, in her words, to move away from the church, to go beyond the norms of morality, to lose everything that was so highly valued by girls in those days. In 1984, Tom Cruise's own father passed away from cancer. Despite the fact that Tom Cruise never studied acting professionally, he was lucky. Already in 1981 he was cast and began his film career with a small role in the film Endless Love, and later that year, played a supporting role in the film Stand Down. In 1983 he starred in Francis Ford Coppola's Outcasts, and then the charming young actor was cast in his first major role in his career, in the youth sports drama All the Right Moves. Finally, in the same 1983 came out Paul Brickman's film Risky Business, and the main role in this film made Tom Cruise star of the first magnitude. Strengthened the star status of the actor and released in 1985, Ridley Scott's film in the fantasy genre Legend, and released in 1986, a super popular film Tony Scott's Top Gun, where one of Cruise's partners on the platform was a young Val Kilmer. In the same 1986 Tom Cruise also had the opportunity to perform one of the main roles in Martin Scorsese's drama The Color of Money, in partnership with the already venerable at that time Paul Newman. Roger Donaldson's 1988 melodrama Cocktail was released, but Tom Cruise was nominated for a Golden Raspberry Award for Worst Actor of the Year for his lead role in this film. Nevertheless, in the same 1988 came out a truly successful film that started a series of more mature and deep acting work of Tom Cruise, Rain Man, directed by Barry Levinson. In this film formed a very interesting acting duo of Tom Cruise and the magnificent Dustin Hoffman. Cruise played a calculating businessman who is angry at his parents and the whole world, and Hoffman played the tragicomic role of his older brother, helpless and autistic. In 1989, Oliver Stone's war drama Born on the 4th of July was released, which earned the actor his first Golden Globe and an Oscar nomination. In 1990, he starred in the sports drama Days of Thunder Tony Scott, and in 1992, in the romantic drama Ron Howard's Far Away, and in these two films, his shooting partner was a rising star Nicole Kidman, with whom the actor also had a personal relationship. Cruise's next big success was his role in Neil Jordan's mystical drama Interview with the Vampire, where he played in a brilliant ensemble cast with Brad Pitt, Antonio Banderas, Christian Slater and a very young Kirsten Dunst. He was once again nominated for an Academy Award for this role. A real success and a kind of calling card. Tom Cruise was a film directed by Brian De Palma, Mission Impossible, in 1996, in which he not only played the lead role, but also debuted as a producer. Working on this film, Cruise paid tribute to his childhood dream, to play a super agent, yes, cooler than the famous 007. And, despite the cool reception in the professional community due to the excessive intricacy of the plot and lack of psychological depth, the audience loved this film for its spectacle and dynamism. In the same year, the actor starred in another great film, Jerry Maguire Cameron Crowe, which brought him a second Golden Globe and another nomination for Oscar. When shooting this film, partner Cruise acted as a budding at the time actress Renee Zellweger, for whom this work served as a launching pad for further successful career. In the first half of 1980, Tom Cruise repeatedly entered into relationships with more women who were older than him, including his partner in the film Risky Business actress Rebecca De Mornay, older than Cruise for 3 years, singer and guitarist Patti Scialfa, older than Cruise for 9 years, and the famous singer Cher, older than Cruise for 16 years. According to the latter's candid statement, Cruise was quite good in bed and was among her top 5 lovers. The positive reputation of the actor was restored in 1987, when he married actress Mimi Rogers. However, she was also older than Tom, according to various sources, by 5 to 8 years. Mimi introduced Cruise to Scientology, and he subsequently became a staunch adherent and propagandist of the religion. He is now referred to as the third or even second person in the church hierarchy. In 1989, on the set of the film Days of Thunder, the actor met a young actress from Australia, Nicole Kidman, and they began a relationship. In love, Cruise divorced his first wife on the 4th of February 1990, and on the 24th of December of the same year, at the age of 28, concluded a marriage with 23-year-old Nicole. The couple wanted to have children very much, but they could not conceive a baby of their own, so they decided to become foster parents. They adopted Isabella Jane in 1992 and adopted Connor Anthony in 1995. Nevertheless, in February 2001, Cruise announced to his wife that he intended to divorce her. According to the actress, she begged her husband not to leave her, but he left without explanation, refusing to discuss family problems. As it turned out, Nicole at this point was at an early stage of pregnancy, which the spouses did not yet know. Due to the stress of breaking up with her husband, she lost the baby, or, according to the actress' later admission, the pregnancy turned out to be ectopic. After the couple divorced, their adopted children remained in the joint custody of both parents, but lived mostly with their father and were affiliated with the Church of Scientology. At the age of 26, their daughter Isabella married, but neither parent attended her wedding, although both helped organize and pay for it. Almost simultaneously with the divorce, Cruise entered into a new relationship with Penelope Cruz, partner in the film Vanilla Sky. It was a bright romance, which seemed very promising, and the young even talked about marriage. But the situation was overshadowed by the fact that Penelope could not give up her Buddhist beliefs in favor of Scientology, while for Cruise it was very important. 3 years later, the couple separated because, according to Penelope, Scientology proved to be a third extra in their relationship. In April 2005, Cruise began dating actress Katie Holmes, and a month later the actor publicly confessed his love for her on the air of the famous Oprah Winfrey Show. On the 6th of October 2005, the couple officially announced that they were expecting a child, and on the 18th of April 2006 the actors had a daughter Zuri. Unlike Cruise's previous lovers, Katie Holmes agreed to fully embrace the faith and practices of Scientology, and the couple officially married on the 18th of November 2006. More than 150 guests were invited to the ceremony. Among them were many stars of the first magnitude, Tom Cruise's colleagues Will Smith and his wife, John Travolta, Richard Gere, Jim Carrey, as well as the beauties Victoria Beckham, Brooke Shields and J.Lo. Giorgio Armani, the creator of the bride and groom's wedding suits, was also among the invitees. At the entrance, guests were greeted by people in Renaissance costumes, and the ceremony itself took place in a real medieval armory. Tom Cruise's new family needed nothing. By the age of 5, little Zuri already had a wardrobe worth several million, the title of the most influential child in the world and the title of the most photographed girl on earth. The couple appeared together everywhere and smiled brightly, although rumors were circulating that Mrs. Cruise was living in a Scientology hell and was under 24-hour supervision. On the 29th of June 2012, Katie Holmes unexpectedly filed for divorce from her husband and demanded full custody of her daughter. She also stated that she was renouncing her Scientology beliefs and has now decided to raise Zuri in the Catholic faith and has already sent her to a private Catholic school in Manhattan. Tom Cruise was on the set of the film Oblivion during this period, and colleagues noted that one of the most famous actors on the planet now looks like one of the saddest people on earth. In March 2017, the press reported on Tom Cruise's affair with fellow Mission Impossible 6 filmmaker Vanessa Kirby. Cruise is a lover of motorsports. He feels confident behind the wheel of sports cars and motorbikes, both on the film set, which allows producers to save money on doublers, and in real life. In 2011, the actor took part in an advertising campaign for the Red Bull racing team, piloting a Formula One car at the Willow Springs circuit in California. He also holds a pilot's license. Tom Cruise is actively involved in the social programs of the Church of Scientology and is an ardent propagandist, fighting for its recognition in Europe as one of the official religions. In 2003, he founded the New York Rescue Detoxification Foundation and contributed significant funds to it to provide medical assistance to firefighters and rescue workers responding to the aftermath of the major terrorist attack in New York City on the 11th of September 2001. The foundation's medical program uses, among other things, the detoxification method developed by Scientology founder Ron Hubbard as part of Scientology's Bridge to Total Freedom. Many medical professionals have criticized the approach as pseudoscientific and medically dangerous, but some patients have reported feeling much better. According to the fire department, individual firefighters have joined the Scientology religion after undergoing the detoxification program, and a few have even left their families because of it. In 2004, Scientology church leader and Cruise's closest friend David Miscavige established the Scientology Medal of Freedom and awarded it to him. In January 2004, Cruise made a shocking statement: "I believe psychiatry should be outlawed." He fiercely criticized actress Brooke Shields for taking an antidepressant to cure postpartum depression. Cruise stated that there is no such thing as a chemical imbalance in the body and psychiatry is a pseudoscience. To this, the actress responded that it made sense for Cruise to focus on saving the world from aliens and let women suffering from postpartum depression decide for themselves what treatment to choose. Cruise later apologized to Brooke Shields in August 2006 for his remarks about her. But this was not the only time he spoke out against psychiatry, which Scientology does not recognize. On this ground, the actor had a serious argument with director Steven Spielberg, who mentioned several times in front of Cruise about his psychiatrist friend and the medicine he prescribed. A couple of days later, the entrance to the doctor's office was blocked by a large picket of Scientologists, and Spielberg was very angry. Tom Cruise is a founder and board member of the Hollywood Education and Literacy Foundation, which helps illiterate adults learn to read, a topic close to his heart as he himself was dyslexic and had difficulty reading as a child. He also provides financial support to many other charities, in particular, the Barbara Davis Children's Diabetes Center, the Elizabeth Glaser Foundation for Children with AIDS. Rumor has it that SpaceX wants to fulfill Tom Cruise's dream of shooting a film on the ISS. However, no film company has taken up the project yet.